I just think Florida wins because I can't pick against my guy.
Yeah.
Paul Maurice. You said it. He's my favorite coach.
You love him.
Love him. Everything he says, I love. But there's a guy that's been there for longer. Everything he says, I love. Coach T. And I've been thinking about it. Coach T or Maurice. I don't know.
Maurice.
I can't make it. Huh?
You like Maurice better than Mike Tomlin.
I think it's the Canadian accent. And I think it's that there's a little twinkle in his eye because he admits to cussing a lot.
Yeah.
Which I can identify with. Coach T, I'm sure he's capable. I just don't feel like it. I don't feel like I hear it or see it as often.
They're both great users of adjectives.
They're just both incredible orators. Just when they talk, their percentage of words said that are useless to words said that matter, really high on the words said that matter. Love them. Edmonton, though, comes in rolling, losing Hyman to the injury. Again, I don't profess to be as inside hockey as like when everybody, the Chicklets guys, the Messier guys are all just trying to explain to you, look, this would be a gigantic loss. But I'd say it's a gigantic loss just in the sense that you have this embarrassment of riches over there. And clearly it matters. He's a huge goal-scoring presence on that team. But I like the Panthers just because I like the Panthers.
Understood. It was pretty eye-opening. And when you asked Messier, and he's like, yes, it's a big deal. And hockey guys are the kings of next man up, roll with the punches, blah, blah, blah. Like nothing's going to get in their way of staying on the grind. But I'll admit, I'm rooting for the Oilers. I really want McDavid to get a cup, man. I just think watching them is just incredible. The speed they play with.
Him in particular.
And then the bodiness and the wall game that Panthers bring.
Wall game.
Is a tremendous matchup. There's a great clip shown of Tkachuk and McDavid in the handshake line last year.
See you next year.
Game 7. See you next year. And McDavid just gave him the nod. And you go back, and the Oilers looked as bad as anybody in the playoffs the first 2 games. They got smoked by LA. And then they were down, I think, 3-1 again in game 4 or 5. So
they lost their first 2. They're 12-2 since.
Yeah.
12-2. And Dallas kept getting close enough that you're like, all right, we're a goal away. And then there's a breakaway, and it's McDavid. And it's just, I've said this before, but I think it every time, that when you see youth sports, and there's that kid that everybody knows, this kid's the kid.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones that he's going to go or she's going to go do something crazy. But it's youth sports. Everybody else is 10. And this one kid just plays like an adult. He plays like that in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Like there's a burst of speed from him, and you're not catching him. And then one little move, puts on the brakes, sprays the backup goalie because Otter got pulled. And 2-goal lead, that's that. He's insane. It's like he's a teenager playing with squirts. Squirts. What a great name, by the way.
Speaking on behalf of 2 guys that never put ice skates on.
That's us.
I can't get over how you could be skating that fast. It's one-on-one with the goalie. You're going right at him. Playing NHL, 94, 95, all those, like, boom, into the goalie, whatever. Everything's going, yard sale.
Backhand.
But he stops on a dime, flips it, never touches. He's closer to the goalie than you and I are right now.
Mm-hmm.
Never touches, puck's in the net, he's celebrating with his friends. It's like, how does that happen? And I say it all the time, but these guys are on freaking ice skates. It looks like they're just as smooth as could be. But yeah, the passing, I think, is also, and I think Florida's done a really good job with that. But that's the thing that sticks out when you watch these teams. The best of the best. They're both playing the best. And I don't think, as far as the league, you got the defending champ against the best player in the league. That's everything you want.
Are we going to worry about the ratings for that one, or is it just going to be the NBA that everybody's worried about the ratings?
Oh,
because that's Edmonton. So like the ratings, I don't know how good they'll be. Are we gonna worry about that, or that's just gonna be the NBA that people talk about? Who's gonna watch, and then probably just the NBA, right?
Yeah, because it's on our family
right,
networks.
right. Because then everybody can talk about do comparisons of this rating versus that rating.
You love it.
I don't love it. I don't love it because it's just you're very selective with the things that you do comparisons on.